Okay, let's go over this study guide. As we go through them all, I'm not going to just give you answers. I want you to still work on this, but I'm going to give you a little bit of help in the right direction. All right? So as you're looking through this, I want to make sure it says the figure is reflected over the y-axis and then translated for, it doesn't tell you 4, it should have told you 4 units down. All right, I meant to write that down. That's an error. That's my bad. So if you just reflected it, you'll still get credit. But this would be C prime, right? This would be B prime, and this would be A prime. Okay, so then you're also going to do the next step would be bringing it down 4 units as well. So to bring it down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can mark it C double prime, B double prime, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and that's what the image would look like. Okay. All right. Number 2. Remember your decimal is supposed to go after that first number, so 2.5 times 10 to the, was it 1, 2, 3, 4? All right. Number 3, just figure out what point C is and multiply everything by 4. Scale factor of 4. Okay? Make sure you do that. Just give me a coordinate. All I want is a point. That's all I need. Okay? Then, number 4. This one's kind of tough. I want you to look at it and see what is the actual change. What is the change? So, are the figures similar or congruent? Big brother, little brother. Make sure you get that right. They're similar. What is the factor of dilation? So I would look at certain problems here. I would look at this and say, okay, well, B is at 6, 3, and the new B is at 2, 1. Okay? So it went down, and we talked about this in class. It came down. Do you see a pattern from 6 to 2 and 3 to 1? It was almost like it was divided by 3. All right? So 1 second. Sorry for the interruption. Now, if you see that it's getting divided by 3, if another way to write divided, because scale factor is always with multiplication, 1/3. A division of 3 is almost like you're multiplying the same thing. Multiplying it by 1/3, you're going to get 2. 3 times 1/3 is 1. 6 times 1/3 is 2. All right, so the scale factor, the SF, the scale factor, is 1/3. All right, you guys know how to set up number 5. There's your L. All right, I'd like to see the equation for me. I would actually like to see the work here. Make sure you set this up properly. The L, leg squared plus leg squared. All right. Number 6, can you give the sequence of 2 transformations from A to B? Hopefully you see something like maybe a flip and then maybe a rise up. All right, number 7, if we were just to attack the 4s, can you see the 4s? Just attack the 4s. That -3 can't stay negative. It's got to turn positive and go up. All right, so how many 4s on the top now? 7. Why? Because that 3 added to the 4. The 3 -2 is going to come down, be 3, 4. And the 5 -5 is going to come down too and add and become 5 to the 9th. All right. To write it cleaner, you could write it like this. So it's centered a little bit more. Okay. Then we did this one in class on the Decimos. You compare the same point. So if I was comparing this point here to maybe this point, what could I say? How did I get there? Don't compare this point to this point or this point to this point. Make sure you do choose the same point. And then number 9, I want to go over. Number 9 is tough. So it says the figure was reflected over the x-axis and then reflected over the y-axis. All right. So over the x-axis and then the y-axis. So let's do this one over the x-axis. All right. We're reflecting it over this. Oops, did I screw this up? This is 3. This is 5. Oh, I messed this up. This should be R. My bad. So it should look like this. All right, so this should have been P, and this is R. Then and this is Q. Then it got reflected over to this side. So this would have been Q, S, R, no, P. My bad. No, this is R and this is P. My bad. All right. So then when it asks for PQ, PQ is going to be Y. QR, the letter X, RS, W, and then SP, Z. Okay, that's a weird one. We're going to have to get through that though. All right, for this one, use your calculator, multiply both coordinates by 1/3. All right, and then number 13 is a tough one. If you notice it, it could have been, this one's A. So how did it change? I can tell that it got flipped. All right, it flipped, and then what was the scale factor? I think it shrunk down too. See if you can figure that out. And there are answer choices down here. All right, do the best you can.